Now, of course, this is Taking Stock on Bloomberg. I'm Pimm Fox. It has been a big technology day in the news. Microsoft, Apple, Google. But you know that there are many other players forging their own way in the technology world. One example, integrated device technology designs, manufactures, and markets semiconductor products. It reported better than expected fourth quarter earnings yesterday. Take a look. The stock is up 46% in a year. Ted Tewksbury is the president and chief executive, and he joins us now. Ted Tewksbury, thanks so much for joining us. Now, IDT is branded as the analog and digital company. What does that mean?
So, you know, when most people think about electronics, they think about processors and memory. But in order for those devices to be useful, they have to be able to talk to each other and interface with the real world. And that's what IDT does. We make the chips that synchronize and interface processors and memory. It all starts with timing. Every electronic device on the planet has a little clock inside that keeps all the other chips running. IDT is #1 in the world in silicon timing devices. We're also #1 in the devices that interface memories with processors in servers. And we're #1 in the high-speed switches that are used in base stations and servers and other computing equipment.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned base stations because I want to ask about your strategy for 4G LTE. What is IDT's role there in that wireless build-out?
3 years ago, IDT made the decision to develop a complete portfolio of silicon solutions to enable LTE. And today, those investments are paying off, and we're seeing LTE proliferating around the world, driven by Verizon's rollout here in the U.S. IDT is the world's only supplier of one of the critical switches that goes into those base stations, which is called Rapid I/O. We have about $50 worth of content in every LTE base station, and we expect that to double over the next 3 years. So every voice, video, and data message that people send or receive on an LTE network will be processed by IDT silicon.
Now, mobile computing, mobile multimedia, as you just described, how does that fit with IDT's strategy right now?
Well, that's what's driving our whole business. Everybody wants to take the internet with them everywhere they go, access it anytime from any device. So the proliferation of tablets and smartphones is driving an exponential growth in mobile data. That's what's driving the need for LTE wireless infrastructure, which is in turn driving the need for IDT's chips. And also, all of that data, much of the processing is being done in the cloud. And IDT has an entire portfolio of solutions that go into servers that are needed in the data centers to support cloud computing.
Ted, we were speaking with Mike Green about supply chains. Has anything happened to your supply chain because of events in Japan following the earthquake?
Fortunately, we have very little dependence upstream in the supply chain for raw materials. So we're relatively immune there, although we have very limited visibility beyond the present quarter.
Now, you're 3 years into the 5-year revamp of the company. What's the big challenge next?
Well, 3 years ago, when I came to IDT, the big challenge was that we were known as a digital company, a memory company. We had a lot of old products rolling off, not many new products in the pipeline, and as a result, we had languishing revenue growth. Over the past 3 years, we've put in place a whole new management team.
We got to leave it there. Ted Tewksbury, IDT.